Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
We've all heard the phrase, as still as a statue. But we may need to relook at that phrase because some statues aren't all that still. Statues are normally made of concrete, stone or plastic. But amazingly, many statues have been caught on camera moving. From a statue parade float that moves, to a statue that cries real tears. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at mysterious moving statues science can't explain. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Jesus Eyes. This video was captured in Coahuila de Zaragoza in Mexico. In 2016, a tourist was inside a church in the town. In the video, you can hear people praying in the background. But when the camera moves over to the Jesus statue, its eyes move. The cameraman showed this to the people who run the church. They actually called in an investigation team. They tried to work it out and make the statue move its eyes again, but they couldn't. However, they did analyze the footage and they realized it's not fake at all. The man had not even moved the footage of his camera onto a computer to edit. Do you think this is a good sign, maybe a miracle? Or do you think it's bad that Jesus' eyes are moving over to this camera? Personally, it would really freak me out. Egyptian statue. We all know that ancient Egypt is full of mysteries. Many things are still unexplained, for example how the pyramids were built in this way. And there are even tombs which have never been opened inside the Great Sphinx of Giza. But all of those mysteries pale in comparison to this Egyptian statue. This very small 10-inch Egyptian statue can be found at Manchester Museum. One night, the museum's surveillance team caught something strange happening on camera. During the evening when the museum was open and also when it closed, the statue was moving all by itself. Now, most people did not realize this because it moved so slowly. It's like watching the hour hand on a clock, you don't see it moving in real time. But as you can see from this sped up security footage, it clearly is moving. The statue is of an ancient Egyptian named Nebsanu. It's over 4,000 years old, so maybe it's got some kind of ancient Egyptian curse. There's clearly no people or contraption moving this statue. That's because it's encased in thick, reinforced glass. Jesus Parade. Sometimes during religious processions and parades, people bring along statues of holy figures. This is exactly what happened during a procession in 2016. It took place in Saltillo, northeast Mexico. As you can see, this statue of Jesus appears to be blinking and moving its head around. This was during a parade which was going on thanks to a Catholic holiday. All of the people at the parade and people who saw it online were stunned, and many said it could be a miracle. I'm not sure if a moving statue of Jesus is a good sign or a bad sign. What do you think? Some skeptics online said it could be an optical illusion, but this does not look like an optical illusion to me. The creepy thing is, the movements look so natural, almost as if the statue really has come to life. Blinking Buddha. Buddha statues can be found all around the world. The Buddha is a very holy figure in Hinduism. Well, in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, several Buddha statues have been seen moving. This took place inside the Pujan Service Center. They were blinking but also moving their hands, their mouths and chests. Amazingly, they also appeared to be emitting some kind of light source somehow. The miracle was witnessed by over 100 people who were at the service center. They were going in for regular prayers, but did not expect to see this miracle take place before their very eyes. These Buddha statues are made of metal and then gold plated. So there's no way to put a mechanism inside this to make it move. Do you think the statues were trying to warn us of something? Or perhaps it was a miracle and they were spreading joy? Again, skeptics did say this could be an optical illusion, but it does not look like that to me. The Crone of the Catskills. In 2016, a few friends went hiking in the Catskill Mountains. These are a bunch of scenic mountains located in southeastern New York. That's when they saw a light source coming from a cave. They soon realized there was a fire inside the cave. Next to the fire, they found a mysterious statue with nails in its eyes and a noose around its neck. This led the men to think there must have been some kind of ritual going on here. The statue is quite clearly a voodoo statue. Voodoo statues are things that people do bad things to. They then hope those same things will happen to their enemies. It's likely that it was left over from some kind of satanic ritual because it was right next to a fire. One of the men decided to take the statue home with them, but they had to get rid of it pretty quickly because they realized it would move around by itself. It also had a bad smell to it and would even wake him up in the middle of the night. Perhaps this voodoo statue was somehow cursed by whoever made it. Weeping Mary. This one takes place in Los Naranjos, Argentina. In 2017, the owner of a Virgin Mary statue realized its eyes were weeping red liquid. This was a privately owned statue in a family chapel. This happened just before Lent period, and they took it as a sign that the Virgin Mary may want people to give things up for Lent. They got an expert in, but could not determine what the red liquid was. Eventually, the statue was moved to a local Catholic church where the whole village could come and see it. The liquid came out of the statue's eyes and actually got onto the priest's clothing. The priest, Ricardo Quigora, contacted the media about this. And before long, people were making a pilgrimage to see the statue. This is usually to pray to the statue and ask for its blessings. Snow White. We all know the character Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but one theme park in Mexico has a very scary Snow White statue. It already looks creepy on its own, but as you can see, when the cameraman is filming Snow White, she blinks. This totally freaks out the cameraman and he runs away. Now, some have said this could be a mechanism inside the statue, but the statues look so basic and badly painted. Why would they bother putting in a mechanism to make her blink? Also, no one's actually been able to debunk this video, so as far as I know it's real. But even if the statue doesn't move, it's still incredibly scary. Sai Baba. Sai Baba was an Indian spiritual master. He is revered by both Hindus and Muslims alike. He lived from 1836 to 1918, but he's remembered in the form of many statues. That includes this statue caught on a CCTV camera at night. This was inside a Hindu place of prayer, but one camera at night caught it moving its arm around. It seems like the statue wanted to remove a decoration hanging from it. Maybe Sai Baba did not like this decoration. Island Virgin Marys. This one takes place in Ireland, which is a very religious country. The BBC report this took place all the way back in the summer of 1985. Statues in various different counties in Ireland began moving all by themselves. This happened at about 30 different locations. Many thought this was some kind of sign from Virgin Mary, maybe a miracle. The first of these moving statues was caught in Ballinspittle in Cork County. The Ballinspittle statue was even said to levitate and move around the church's garden, but that statue later got destroyed thanks to protesters. Nodding Jesus. This one takes place in Jalisco, Mexico. One day at the Church of Santa Ana, people caught something amazing on camera. During Mass, the statue of Jesus began nodding its head. The statue is normally in a glass coffin, but it was taken out because it was Good Friday and they were celebrating. Maybe this was the statue agreeing with what the Mass was saying, or perhaps it was a Good Friday miracle. This was caught on camera and everyone at the church was stunned. Ever since then, the churchgoers have been trying to work out what exactly the statue was trying to say. Crying Mary. This is another moving Virgin Mary statue, and it comes from southeast Mexico. This Virgin Mary statue is said to weep tears from her eyes. It's kind of like the previous Virgin Mary statue that cried red liquid, only this time the liquid is clear like tears. This led to many people going on pilgrimages to visit the statue. Many go to the statue and cry with her in the hopes of being healed. Some say this could be a miracle, while others say the statue is possessed. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below, do you believe statues can really move or not? If you want some more amazing videos, then check now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.